Hello and welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna and welcome to Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, where on the last Wednesday of the month we take one of those pins off of our boards and we use them for inspiration. I have been trying to take a pin for more of like a technique, but this time I decided I need to get something done quick. So I found this very simple sketch. It's by scrappingday.blogspot.com. They have not posted it since 2009, but they have lots of good sketches there. So I took this simple one, and right away circles, I love circles, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love circles. They give me a hard time. So I went with hexagons, and I used my hexagon punch, and because I have, these are Eliza and Meredith, my younger two, making cookies for Christmas. And so I got my Christmas stuff out, but I also got some baking stuff out. This is such a good way to take your scraps and use them. So I try to find some greens and some reds that went together. The first thing that I did find was this paper with the gingerbread men, and I think I'm running out of this paper, but I just love to use the scraps for my Christmas cookie pages. So I did use my bigger hexagon punch and the smaller hexagon punch, and I'm just randomly kind of setting these up. I'm not sure that I want them all in a line, but I do like the curve that the circles take, so I'm thinking about that. And I am just, what do I have, like 4 or 5 different patterns, so I'm trying to spread them apart. You know, keeping the green away from the green, although there you see a green is right next to the green. There are different shades of green though, in my defense. I think it all works out. And so, and then of course too, you can see the little ones don't exactly match up with the big ones, but that's just fine. I'm going for a random pattern. And when I picked the sketch, I noticed there's that big spot of a lot of nothing going on there. So I had counted the circles and I punched out that many hexagons, but when I had all these hexagons left, I decided to kind of mimic the same curve on the upper left-hand corner and use those hexagons that I had already punched out. So not only am I going to create more hexagons up on the top, but I'm also going to get that what's on the bottom to curve around more. This was a very simple, easy layout to put together. Even picking the papers didn't take me that long. Punching them out didn't take that long. I think the longest part is like laying them out and trying to figure out where they're going to go. I don't mind layering them over the photo, so I do that. And then there's a point where I notice my stripes aren't going the right direction, but we'll get there in a bit. My question for you is totally not scrapbook related. So today's question is, what is your favorite Christmas cookie? The girls are making the peanut butter, kind of the peanut butter cups that a peanut butter cookie that you sink the Reese's peanut butter cup into, and those are delicious. So those are top on my list. I also do like a good frosted cutout cookie, but I'm not a baker at all. I don't like Putsy, in case you can't tell with my scrapbooking. My mom thought forever my favorite is snickerdoodles, which I do love a good snickerdoodle, so that's right up there as well. The reason I always made snickerdoodles as a young kid was because they were the easiest thing to make, so they had the least amount of ingredients. So anyway, I do enjoy a good snickerdoodle. They're easy to make. The other part, the hard part of this video, or this layout, was that my glue, and I could have used my HEG, but I just like to have the ability to kind of slide them around a little bit. And my glue is giving me a very hard time. And I don't think it's the glue's fault. I use Barely Art glue, and there is something stuck in the nozzle. I have to go run it under some warm water. I just haven't. So this is where I have figured out my stripes are going in different directions. I've already glued these two down, so I will trade these up to go in the same direction as the ones on the bottom are going. It took a little bit of work, but I managed to get there. We'll come back to those stripes later. So, yeah, I'm really happy with how this turns out. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know it's difficult for me to do random, but I mean, this is random in kind of a calculated way, so I could spread things out how I wanted to and move them around. please check the description box below. You will find a list of everybody that's playing along. And it is just always so fun. This is one of my favorite hops. Fun to see what everybody else is picking because everybody picks their own pin, and it could be anything you want as far as like mood board, technique, sketch, anything goes. So very fun. Okay, so this is where I thought there was no glue in my glue bottle, and I asked myself, is there glue? And I dumped it all over my mat. So there was plenty of glue to use, and get the rest of these down, and you'll see I did use a lot of glue. The nice thing about this glue is it does dry pretty clear. I have that one big blob on that green octagon. I don't know. You're going to see it in the, I didn't wait for it to dry in the finished photos. So you're going to see that white there. And the way it's drying right now, I'm not sure that one will dry clear, but all the rest I can tell you do. Even that green one above with the holly on it. So here all the hexagons are glued down, and I'm going to just trim off the ones hanging off the edge. Always good, again, makes it look more random if you do trail things off the end. And that has to do with whether it's, these punched out pieces or if it's a stamped item too, to stamp off your page. It just makes it look more finished and random. I was debating if I wanted to put that there, and I end up putting it there. So I'll get back to that. And that's got the ATG on it. I'm giving up on the glue right now. I gotta go rinse it out. All right, so those are the hexagons. And then, oh, and by the way, the stripes on the top totally end up going the opposite direction. I wasn't paying attention as the ones on the bottom. And if I didn't tell you, I'm hoping you wouldn't notice, but I noticed it on the voiceover. So these wood pieces, these wood shapes are from Close to My Heart. They're from a collection called Eat, Play, Love. And they were perfect for this, and I grab out each one of the bigger ones, and then a heart to go with each one of them. And you can see on the left there, I have enough pieces to do another layout with these wood pieces. So I've got the baking mitt. Oh, and then I also pulled out some flair, and I put one of those into each cluster. And then this is a foam sticker. It says sweet. It's not a Christmas thing, but because they are making Christmas cookies, I put sweet. I don't have like Christmas titles right now. I could have cut something out of my Cricut, but I found this and wasn't planning on using it for anything else. That rolling pin was a little hard to use. I thought maybe of layering on top of the flare, which would have made it really bulky. So I kind of made it so it's underlining the title, sweet, or at least that's the way that I meant it to look. I do adhere down. Now the wood pieces, I use my ATG on there, and it holds them very well. I do layer that one onto the flare, and the rest I believe go right onto the paper. And then once I get those down into each cluster, along with the hearts, I will go to my favoriteest puffy stickers, my Ellie Studio, that come in a bunch of different colors. And I have some greens. I'm out of the red hearts. So I will take all the same shade of heart, all the same green shade of heart, and I will put one into each cluster, putting them each onto the flare. So even the one that has the wood piece heart on it, I will still put it on the flare. That one gets 2 hearts on it. And that's it for my layout. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.